This is an interview that I, Alexa McNamara, conducted before the death of Jay Gatsby. Mr. Gatsby, thank you so much for coming today.
Anything for you, old sport.
I've always wanted to meet one of the world's most rich people, especially because you came from nothing to something. How did it feel to grow up in a lower class?
Well, old sport, I never believed I belonged in that class. I always wanted to achieve more and push myself to do better.
How did you push yourself to achieve more?
Well, after World War One happened, many opportunities opened up for me.
What kind of opportunities?
Well, after I fought in the war, which is where I ranked as a major and got an award for participation in the Marne, I attended Oxford for 5 months. After that, I became very rich.
How did you come about all this money?
Well, the 18th Amendment came about, so I jumped it right in on top of that. I started bootlegging alcohol with my friend Mayor Wilson.
What was the first thing you did with all that money?
Well, I purchased a home in West Sport.
What is the major reason as to why you were pushing yourself to become richer?
Well, I met a young woman. The gods touched down on this one. She was the most beautiful girl I've ever laid eyes on.
Where did you meet this girl?
Well, because of the ranking I achieved in World War One, I was invited to a party, and that's where I laid my eyes on the love of my life.
Well, Gatsby, tell me, why didn't you marry her?
I was at war. I stopped receiving letters and I stopped writing them. I regret not marrying her at the time I could.
Was there any reason other than war as to why you didn't marry her? She seems pretty amazing.
Well, oh sport, I didn't have much money. She came from a wealthy family. Her family just wouldn't have approved.
I'm sorry to hear that. You really changed your life around, and I've heard some odd news. In West Egg, some say that you reached out to nothing. What are you trying to accomplish while doing that?
Well, you see, I'm trying to reach out to my purpose in life. I reach out as if I can grasp what I've been searching for years. My true love.
Now, who is this true love you've been talking about?
Well, it's Daisy Buchanan.
Daisy Buchanan? Doesn't she live across the bay?
Yes. She is my purpose in life.
How isn't Daisy married to the world famous... Oh, now isn't Daisy married to the world famous Tom Buchanan?
Unfortunately, she is. After Daisy and I stopped talking, she met Tom. He was from a very rich family, and he was a very successful man.
What is your opinion on their relationship?
Well, Lexa, the way Daisy and I loved each other, no one could ever replace that.
Do you believe she still loves you?
Well, of course, we had something very special.
Do you still love her?
Well, of course, old sport.
Now, these extravagant parties, why do you always host them?
It's very simple, sport. I like to see people enjoying each other, loving each other. Also, I'd hope my love would come one day.
Now, Gatsby, I know you changed your name from James Gats.
Well, yes, I did. James Gats was my old life. Now I achieve more, underwent success. I don't want to be reminded of what I'd never had.
Well, on the topic of new things, I've heard a lot about your new neighbor, Nick Carraway.
Ah, yes, such a great man.
I've seen you've grown very fond of him.
He is such a kind soul.
Now, your relationship with him, did it have anything to do with the fact that he was Daisy's cousin?
No, of course not. Well, not exactly. He is a great man. We went out often. He even set up a date for Daisy and I.
I see. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for coming.
Anything for you, old sport.
Is there anything you would like to tell the people viewing?
Always chase your dreams, push yourself to do better, and follow your heart.
Good night.